What are we going to go to the next topic? And it's the new man, our guest, Gert's going to take away that one for us. That's something he was quite passionate in talking about. And here he is. I'm going to hand it over to him. Take it away, sir.
Well, one thing that I've noticed is lately we're getting a lot of HD remakes of older games. And some of them, just to name a few, is Homeworld, Grim Fandango. You've probably seen Heroes of Might and Magic, and there's a bunch of them coming out now. What have you guys experienced so far with some of these HD remakes? Would you get some of them? And what would you feel is a good reason for them to bring out an HD version? And in your eyes, what does HD equal to? And it's funny that just after we talked about this topic, Total Biscuit, actually a day or two after that, sort of had a similar discussion on his channel. And, for instance, I'll start off with, the Homeworld HD remake to me is actually what I feel the remake should be.
That looks incredible.
It does. They take something which at this moment, I mean, I've tried playing Homeworld 1 and 2 on my machine, and it works. You have to do a few tweaks or so, and it's hassle, but it does work. But the Homeworld HD remake not only just makes the game compatible on Windows 7 and Windows 8, like so many other HD packages only do, which I can feel you can most likely just get the game on GOG.
Yeah.
And or GOG. But Homeworld has not only gone and they've taken not only just the graphics, which looks fucking incredible compared to what it was, and even by today's standards, it looks amazing. And the best part is, I don't know if you've seen that live stream which they had at PAX, where they said basically, I think the original Mothership texture was like 150 kilobytes or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And the new Mothership texture alone is like 10 megs.
Wow.
That's just for one ship.
That's amazing. But I mean, that video, man, wow, that video is mind-blowing, dude. That looks amazing.
And a lot of these HD remakes usually just do that. They'll change a few things and buy it for $40.
Yeah.
Homeworld itself is only like $20, I think, on Steam.
Yeah, true.
And you're getting Homeworld 1, Homeworld 2 in HD and the classic versions, both the campaigns as well as multiplayer and skirmish, and you've got all 4 teams
for $20.
Play. $20.
Yeah, that's a good. I'd say that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Has anyone played Grim Fandango? Excuse me. Wow.
Yep. I've played Grim Fandango.
What do you reckon? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Basically the art style of the original Grim Fandango, it lends itself quite well to being made over in HD because the direction of the art it's not you don't need like a lot of smooth edges and stuff, because it was like they were quite bony and like animated and that type of thing. So the HD remake itself looks good, although it's still, if you go to 60:9 and you stretch it, it looks terrible. You got to keep the original aspect ratio, otherwise it just looks really fat and blobby. But otherwise, the backgrounds and everything, they look fantastic. It's not it's not on par with today's games, but for bringing something back from the dead like Grim Fandango.
I'm going to stop you for one sec. Sorry, be a rude bastard, and say to Conchita SHD, what's up, yo? How you doing? And thanks for following. And Electro Kittens, man, it's a good name. Do you electrocute kittens? Is that where you got your name from? Welcome.
Hey.
Okay, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's awesome. Although I'd like to say Grim Fandango, I played it. It's like really fucking difficult to get back to old school, point and click adventure, because it's like you sit there and it's like this. You gotta do shit, and then like the one the puzzle is like the fucking solution is ridiculous. Like fill a balloon with goo shit and pour it into something you never thought it would go. It's like but it's awesome. I enjoyed it. And then I think point and clicks are being done quite well, because you had Monkey Island a few years ago, which was fantastic, and they added the in system in. You had Gabriel Knight Sins of the Fathers. Now, Gabriel Knight Sins of the Fathers, I played the original, and it was yes. I tried to play it just before the HD remake came out, and I was like, no, God, I can't do this. It's like terrible. It looks terrible. It looked crap. Then when the HD remake came out, I was like, wow, they've really redone every single scene. Although I missed some of the original voice cast from the original game, it looks fantastic, and it's good because it's something that I have fond memories of when I was younger and I was playing games, and to play them now, it was fantastic. So I think HD remakes, if there's a whole bunch of effort being put into it and love and care, and it's actually fans of the original doing it, then I think go for it, But if it's just a money making thing, like for instance, this wasn't really a remake, but the Dungeon Keeper that EA brought out on tablet, that was shit. Absolute shit. And it was like a travesty,
Oh,
Don't do it.
You mean Deus Ex? Like Deus Ex? Oh, okay.
Dungeon Keeper on the fucking tablet. It's terrible. On the
Oh
App
yeah,
Store.
that was pretty bad. I think that was very much a cash cow, that one. So when I saw it, I was like, "Hey, cool!" And no, it wasn't very cool at all. Just terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't. Shame on EA.
Yeah, Matt.
I got into the HD remakes with Age of Empires, and
Oh,
I loved Age of
That's
Empires.
a shit game, though. I'm kidding.
You need to go get fucked.
Okay. Fair enough, touche, man.
Age of Empires. Yeah, thank you. Age of Empires was my favorite game. One of my favorite games is growing up, and when I saw a HD remake come out, I didn't even check anything. I just saw it on Steam and I bought it straight away. I think it was $20 or $25 or whatever. And I have to say, I'm not that impressed. They basically let you make they rescaled the resolution, the
Yeah.
You talking about that
basically,
cartoony one?
and let
No.
Oh, okay.
No, no.
Okay.
It's Age of Empires 2 HD.
Yes, yeah. Was shit.
And they just let you use a bigger resolution, which I'm happy about, because back in the day I loved that. But it just feels so clunky, and so like now that I'm into StarCraft 2, it just doesn't feel as good as it used to back on old PCs and stuff. And that felt like it was a bit of a cash grab. They didn't really put the effort in there, which is a little bit disappointing. I would have liked to seen them done a bit better.
Just to Electro Kittens, I was just, it's all good. Matt and I have had this war since I've met him, where I hate on Age of Empires, and he doesn't like it very much, and so no offense intended there, Electro Kittens. It's a terrible game, though. Anyway, carry on.
Just another point. What we were talking about earlier is like 1,001 ways for Matt to bring StarCraft into the conversation. Another one.
I quite
like people are dying in Africa. Yes, did you see it? StarCraft. If you press that Zergly, it kills that. It's like dying in Africa.
Jason, HD remakes.
I don't have anything to say now.
HD remakes. Well, I've been looking at a lot of the HD remakes that bring out on PS4 mainly.
Thanks for the follow, Electro Kittens. I love
back,
you. Mwah.
They're bringing back the DMC5 that they brought out on PS3 and Xbox, and then they're bringing back the DMC4 apparently. And there's the Resident Evil that they made the remake of, which honestly, I mean, the textures look different, and that's about it. Otherwise, it's the same game, same voiceovers, the same no synced speech with the video.
I would play that though, man. I would play that game. I loved the first Resident Evil. I remember sitting there at 2, 3. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's true. But there's something there, I must say. Like when they said they're going to re-release it in HD remake, there was something there saying, man, I really want to play that again. I really want to feel the same thing. And you probably would never feel that same feeling that you felt back in the day.
Exactly. That's why I don't want it. Like I also, like you, and I heard they were remaking it, I was like, okay, that could be pretty cool. And then when I looked at it, I was like, nah, I wouldn't play this.
Yeah, but it's also like, how can you go and say DMC is an HD remake when back in the day when it relaunched on PS3 it was like, hey, it's HD, But it's like
no, that's the thing. It's the same. They did the same thing with they're doing with a lot of games. They brought Sleeping Dogs.
Yes.
They brought Tomb Raider as well. Tomb Raider at least looked fucking good on PS4, but I mean, it had just come out on PS3. It wasn't like it was out for years, and they're like, let's bring it across. And they're doing it with plenty of games. Most of the PSN content that they've got on the store is either Xbox Live content, games that were on PC on Steam, or they're from PS3 PSN. They're not PS4 games. They just like, well, we don't have content, we'll just throw everything across and people just buy it for new pricing.
But it's true. But I mean, obviously, if you look at something like Last of Us, that's where they brought it over on.
Thank you, Electro Giddens. That's awesome.
You know that.
You play your cards right, you'll have a couple more coming your way tonight. I'm kidding.
Oh man.
Sorry, carry on.
Sorry, Steve.
It's okay, I understand. Don't get distracted easily. No, I mean, obviously, if it's justified, like Last of Us, for instance, you know, from what I can see, the remake for PS4 is actually decent. That's fine.
No, it is.
So there it's justified, but I mean, if so many times you get like an HD remake, you know, as for instance with Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which is now an HD remake. Basically, they've not done anything. You pay, you know, well, I don't even know what the price is, but you pay the price, you get the game. It's been remade, but I can't really see anything, you know, better than what original is.
It's like a high resolution, basically.
Yeah, they've just done it, and it's like Age of Empires as well. The only reason you're basically buying Age of Empires 2 HD for new water effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was disappointed.
I tried playing using the multiplayer system. Even I tried playing someone from South Africa in Australia, and that was horrendous. That was terrible. But then I just tried even playing someone local in South Africa, and you still can't play it properly like a multiplayer game because it's so laggy. Like everything takes a second. So yeah, it's actually really irritating. I'm actually pretty sad that I bought it.
Yeah. Well, but me as well. You know, I was happy. I heard like HD remake. You know, hell yeah. And I saw Age of Mythology. They're gonna do. Well, that's also already out. But after buying Age of Empires 2 HD, you know, I didn't buy the other one.
I'm gonna do my research a lot better than see. Oh, HD.
but exactly, but because of that reason, when I saw Homeworld, I'm like, oh fuck no, it's gonna be shit. I just know it's a money cow.
A mate wanted me to play Homeworld back in the day, and I'm like, no. I never got around to it for some reason. I don't even remember why. And now that I see that it's getting remade, and I'm like, I'm gonna give it a real go this time. So.
You know, I was, as I said, after Age of Empires, you know, I was no, fuck this is good shit.
Yeah.
And then I saw the collector's edition, and then I fucking freaked because it has like lights. You know, it's gonna be fucking awesome. So, and then I ordered the collector's edition, and I thought, fuck it, even if it's just for the collectible side of it, yeah, sure.
Yep.
And then I saw the video of the gameplay, and then I'm like, oh hell no, because I don't know if you guys know, but THQ THQ originally had the Homeworld license, and then they did fuck with it. So they just used the Warhammer license and really just pushed out Warhammer games, which I don't have an issue with, but you know, it's definitely a sad point for me that Homeworld was never something done with. So when THQ went belly flop, and I heard that Gearbox bought the rights, I'm like, yeah, the Gearbox makes good games, but I don't see them as a strategy house. And then the original guys who worked on Homeworld 1 and 2, who left Relic, made their own company called Blackbird Interactive. And they actually started making a game called Shipbreakers, which, you know, after THQ got the license, they basically gone to Blackbird Interactive and said, listen, we've got the license, we want to give you guys the rights. This is basically a prequel to Homeworld. You can, the style, the voice acting, the cinematics, it reeks of Homeworld. So, yeah, you know, Gearbox was quite nice, and I said, listen guys, you guys can go ahead. And then I actually took the guys from Homeworld, who actually did, you know, the coding and stuff for Homeworld, and they are the guys working on Homeworld 2.
That's
so
awesome.
It's the original
That's
guys
awesome.
working on it.
Yeah.
So that you know it's going to have that Homeworld feel because it's done by the guys who did Homeworld. A surprising part of technology, well, actually the game is still run in a Homeworld 2 engine because the engine is actually so powerful it can actually run today's technology, so bump mapping and whatnot, and it's working fine. But the other cool thing is they've gone and they've, because of the the resolutions and stuff, and so the videos, the cutscenes couldn't be imported directly, so they had to redo them. But they tried to stick as close as possible to what the original ones were, and they've gone and they got the original voice actors for Karen to Jet, which was basically the voice of the mothership.
Oh wow! So they went all out
and add lines, yeah, and the narrator or whatever, the same guy. So it's basically a Homeworld, as Electric even said, with nostalgic value. Basically, makes me want to buy the games, but it's worth it. It's not just for nostalgic value. You're gonna buy it now.
Yeah, it's not just like slap a label on it, stick some new textures on it, and just sell it. They actually redid like a ton of the work on it. That's actually really cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt wants to tell us a ghost story.
No.
I'm just
trying to get a light. Yeah.
Broadcasting from a real cave, Matt McCracken.
Hey Matt, who's that standing behind you?
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually
Exactly.
Tiana coming up
How
behind
has to
her,
come
and
back on
Matt's like
Zoom?
sitting there, and she's like, Daddy, fuck, bah!
Well, he just gets killed, and we're like, oh, okay, we better find who else is on Skype. Let's see if we can add. Kidding, Matt. Kidding.
Have you had your say on
remakes?
remakes?
I have not. I'm actually trying to think now. What I would actually enjoy, and the first game that probably always comes to mind of that type of thing would be if they recreated Soul Reaver as an HD remake. That would be really cool. I don't know. I've always been like a huge Soul Reaver fan, and I don't know. I just recently downloaded, and I forget the name now. Nosgoth, right? And I was playing Nosgoth, and yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't know. I would have wanted. I would have way more wanted the fact that they, I don't know, would make a single player story with Raziel instead of making a multiplayer, sort of game that, I don't know, that's just been overdone, I think, at this time. There's so many of those games out at the moment, and I don't know, man. It just seems like it's such a saturated market, and I'd rather play a single player campaign for that anyway.
Yep.
As for HD remakes that have been made recently, I don't know, I'm pretty keen on Resident Evil. I think I'll probably still check it out. I never played Grim Fandango back in the day, so I think it's probably a perfect opportunity to check it out. However, I did hear from a couple of people that there was some sort of a stepping stone with how games and how adventure games have evolved over the last couple of years, and how it just doesn't really, it just doesn't make sense to play that type of thing if you're so used to what you played back in the day. However, on the other side, I've also heard opinions that this is the best time to play it if you haven't played it before. It
is difficult. It is fucking difficult. It's not a walk in the park. It's not like, oh well, okay, there's a cog missing and it's triangular. Oh, I picked up a triangular cog. There we go. Insert turn. It's not that shit. It's like there is a dog and I have peanuts. Okay, shove the peanuts up his ass. It's gonna bark and now the wall will tear apart. There we go. That's the kind of shit. It's like it doesn't make sense. Some of the what do you call it? The solutions in the game doesn't really make sense. You like get there and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And it's just crazy shit. It's crazy shit. But it's fun. It's fun to tax your mind again when playing a game. It's not mindless, So yeah.
Got a caps lock on. I'm gonna get blocked by Nightbot.
Okay. Nightbot's coming for you.
Yeah, blocking the streamer. Okay, let's see.
What would you choose to what would
sorry.
you choose to be the next game to get remade? If you had a wish list, what would be on your wish list for a HD remake?
So you probably missed all that, but Soul Reaver.
No.
Oh.
Sorry. Oh yeah, no. I'm asking.
Oh, you're not talking to me?
you.
Oh, JP. Sorry.
Soul Reaver is a very good one. Silent Hill, and then the original Unreal. I would love to play the original Unreal again. I loved it. I can remember my favorite part of that is walking down this little corridor close to the beginning of the game. You're walking down this corridor, and all of a sudden, all the lights go out. And there's never been like there was lighting and stuff in games, but it's never been as active as what that was. And it's like all of a sudden the lights go out and this thing starts chasing you. It's insane, you know. So yep. But yeah, Silent Hill, like I said, and then
Silent Hill. That's like another half an hour conversation, man. The game's awesome.
Yes, Silent Hill. I can remember we were quite poor when I was younger, so I didn't have the gaming systems myself, and I had this friend who had a PS1. And he sucked at games. And he's like, dude, come and play Silent Hill, please. I need to finish it. I want to see the end. And we sat the whole night playing Silent Hill, and he fell asleep. And I didn't wake him up because I wanted to play more PlayStation. So I let him sleep. I finished the game, and the next day he's like, oh, I did it. I'm like, shoot, I'll do it again. I played the game again while he was awake. I love that game. Yes, awesome. Awesome.
I fully agree.
You, Steon?
Minecraft, so I can actually start playing it. It's horrible.
I will cheers you to that. That is awesome.
To be honest, as I said, I'm a bit on the undecisive side about HD remakes. You know, if you look at something like Fable, the remake, I've heard so many bad things about it, where they've taken stuff out. But then you get stuff like, I don't know, I've heard good things about the Baldur's Gate, which was redone, but I've also not played it, so I'm not sure. If I have to choose, I would say if they could do an HD remake of the original Fallout, which was, you know, your isometric turn-based combat, that would be great. If they can do an XCOM like the old XCOM. Yeah, I enjoyed the Firaxis one. It just didn't feel like old XCOM. You know, there's a game called Xenonauts, depending on how you want to say it, which is close to how it is, but I don't know. I just couldn't get into that for some reason. But if they can do like the old XCOM, that'd be great. Definitely with JP on Unreal, it would be awesome to play the original Unreal game. I want to say Half-Life as well, but you know the Black Mesa source is pretty decent. If they can just finish the Zen part, I will be happy.
Yeah. Hey, well, did you guys know that there's 5 of us on the screen, and if you take 2 of us away, that makes it 3. So that might mean that Half-Life 3 will come out soon.
It's just around the corner.
You got it.
I'm still waiting for episode 3 because it was like episode 3 is supposed to come out, isn't it 2006 or 2007 around there? It's still not there. There's no episode 3. So
you don't know what
it needs to make another game.
Yeah,
so.
that's exactly right. I was just about to say that. Sorry, Nightbot. Nightbot hates everyone, Electro Kittens. I apologize. I'm seriously gonna have a talking to him afterwards, and have a chat because he's just blocking everyone, and you're amazing.
Nightbot, don't do that. Don't do that. We like Electro Kittens, so don't stuff her up. You want to see what she wants to say, Caps? We're interested.
If I had a choice, I would probably go an original Command and Conquer.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Command and Conquer 1 in HD would be absolutely amazing.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Even Red Alert, like they could do any of those. Red Alert, Command and Conquer, Red Alert 1, 2.
Any Westwood CNC title.
Yeah.
Any
Basically.
EA CNC title they can shove up the ass.
Matt, you're
No,
talking.
You know what? EA,
I'm the reason why Command and Conquer 2 got cancelled. Because it
Oh.
was just a pile of shit. Like I got into the alpha and they were asking me to test it, and yeah, I played it and I was like, guys, I don't know what you've done, but you've just taken the fun out of RTS. This is just crap. And then like 2 months later, a report comes out and they say, "Oh no, they're cancelling the whole project. People aren't having fun."
Oh, thanks, Matt. Ass.
Yeah. Well, trust me, you really do want to thank me.
And then they brought out Grey Goo, man. Eh?
Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah,
Grey.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
No, that wasn't them.
No, what wasn't it? Wasn't it old ex Westwood devs?
Yeah,
Nah,
Grey
that was
Goo
it.
is made by Petroglyph, which is basically the ex-Westwood guys
Yeah,
who left Westwood after EA bought them over.
Yep.
And like Frank Klepacki, who does the music, is still with them. Basically Westwood.
Thank you very much for the host, Electro Kittens. Sorry. Carry on.
It's fine, dude.
Okay, so what did you think? Did you actually play Grey Goo?
I have. I suck at it. I realized that I've not played stretchy games in quite some time. So, I hate to admit it, but I died 7 times on the second level on normal difficulty. So,
Wow.
And you were like, I am defeated.
I'm
As
like,
a man,
this
I'm going to bed.
cannot be. I mean, I'm supposed to be good at this shit, and I'm shit.
But that's when you say the game was really hard, guys.
It's squared.
Yeah, so
I must
like,
say,
hard.
the fact
I
that
did try. I did try Grey Goo, and it's not like your normal RTS these days where they tell you, oh, this is what you need to build to kill all of these things. They're like, yeah, you'll just work it out. Just build stuff and see what happens.
I just found it too slow. It was just they just made it too slow.
Oh, I liked it. It's
Yeah,
very
it's-
much like the old Red Alert games.
Yeah,
I mean, Command and Conquer games, which I like. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they were at least They were at least a bit faster paced. This is like
No. I mean, Grey Goo to me is pretty much on par with regular 2.
Okay.
Speed-wise. I think you just used the StarCraft.
Maybe I haven't
It's
gone
a
back and
lot
played for a while.
faster.
And
Yeah.
another way for Matt to bring StarCraft into conversations. Make someone else do it.
That's two already today, just in this chat.
It's 3, Jason, but
Third strike and you're out of here, Matt.
Well, apparently he's already got 3, Craig. Just kick him.
Okay, I'll catch you later. Have a good one.
No. He's the only one keeping it authentic, dude. He's the only one actually coming from a cave, man. I mean, we can't just kick him. He actually fits in with my background. Sorry.
I'm sharing it with some Afghani rebels. They're just.
Philly Crew, thank you for the follow, and welcome to the Man Cave. Join us for a beer. Ting ting. Right. Okay. You need a refill? Grab that refill, son. Let's do a.
Hold on, 1 second.
Okay. Gotcha.
If the pace was to go by by last week's drinking, I would have had 4 or 5 beers already. That's not the one.
Okay.
Enjoy my ass as I ran past there.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know you would have
Oh, sorry.
I actually, as you actually got up, you'd probably need to pull your pants up because I saw half your ass there.
I went to do that.
I actually liked it. I'm not telling you to bring them up.
Okay.
Just letting you know. Yeah, that's it. Right here, baby.
Okay.
Suck it 5, fella.
Moving on.
Jason,
Moving on. Yes.
you've been too quiet. And you've been eating things off the floor too much.
I am not eating nothing, Craig.
We're going to be discussing a topic which is very close to all of our hearts.
I'm back with a vengeance, and hopefully this doesn't derail that because it's really good to see. Because I think it's the only esport that's going to compete with League of Legends and Dota as a big name sport.
Yeah.
Esport.
And then
So hopefully this doesn't affect them too much.
Evolve's going to come out on Tuesday and it's going to blow everything out of the water. Yeah!
They supposedly, I actually read they had a tournament a couple of months ago, but I didn't actually see how it was run. Like, how would you run